you know, the open source, the term open source, I mean, it is a software. Source means you can change software as requirement. You can read it, and software itself mainly two terms, that is source code and object code. These are open source and software. So both are quite different terms. In case of free software, you don't have the source code. Means you cannot, you can download it freely, you can use it, but you cannot change the source codes, so that you cannot customize the software. So the question is, why do people release, I mean, their open source softwares? Of course, they have no commercial interest. They have manifestation of their, you can say, interest, and sometimes the company going out of business, like commercial software, they are fed up of with those things. Then they have a vision that if the more people will be involved in open source software, the software will be more user friendly, it has more facilities like this. And they also have something in their mind as far as for social movement or to serve the community. So when you are seeing the characteristics of the open source software, you have uh, next next characteristics. So characteristics of the open source, you know, it is you can say free, it is open source. The source code is with you. You can redistribute the software. There is no discrimination as far as distribution of the software is concerned. Even if you are not that much competent with IT, you can also use the open source software, and you have no problem of license like things. So the open source software gives you four kinds of freedom. Freedom to study how the programs works, the freedom to run the program, the freedom to redistribute the copies, and the freedom to improve the program. Then why open source model for librarians? Of course, to create or organize better digital library resources. Then for public good, then you have opportunity to impart effective user education. Uh, since it is free, you can customize the software as per your library requirement. As far as these commercial softwares are available, they cannot suit all your requirements. Then while you are selecting a software, open source software, you have to keep some of the points in your mind, like you have to see the reputation of the software. Like you see DSped, ePrints or Koha, they are very much used in India. So you have to see what is the reputation of the software in your country or in your area. You have to monitor what are the ongoing efforts going on as far as the software is concerned. You have to see the standards and interoperability issues. You have to see what is the support available. You have to check its versions. Then you have to see the skills of your internal workers, like the staff in your library. Uh, then availability and conditions of license. Then you have also to see commercial support available, because sometimes you need the commercial support as well. Then we see that what are the strengths of open source softwares. Because time is a constraint, we have to cover very quickly. You have to see ability to fit your local needs. Your commercial software, like some very good software, you may not be able to customize those software. They are not bug free. When you will not be with AMC, then after some time your software may develop some problem. Because I have experience of working with many softwares. So then there is no restriction on use. Like your Lipsys or other software, you have some restriction. You are buying a full version, or you can say a standalone version, or for user, like for 10 users, 15 users. Secondly, low cost, or it is almost free. Then it is user driven. Then you have a collaboration. You can transfer the technical know-how, and open source is reliable as well. And there is no supplier lock-in, means the software will not develop any bugs after some time when it is not under maintenance. Then you also have some of the weaknesses of the softwares, like unanticipated efforts, like lack of coordination. you may have inadequate technical support and the risk of discontinuation as well. These risks are also involved with some of the commercial softwares as well. Then what are the implications of these open source softwares? The first implication is that when a larger group of people involved in open source software, you will have a better software, you will have a better product, because so many people will be discussing about the merits and demerits and problems of the software. So you will have a better product. Then they will also help you in eliminating the bugs in the program. Then you can read on internet, you can redistribute, you can modify the source code. Of course, it will force to a better, expedient evolution of the product. And the elimination of bugs and improving it will be at a much faster rate. Next. So these are the most important open source software used in India, because the topic is issues and challenges, and it is relevant to India. DSpace is the most important software used as far as digital libraries are concerned. Then you have a Koha, which is a library management system. You have a ePrint, Greenstone, Fedora. As far as your digital libraries are concerned, DSpace is the most important as far as Indian conditions are concerned, because you have lot of support available for DSpace. Like you have a person like ARD Prasad. Even if you are sitting at a remote place like my place at Agriculture University Palampur, he may remotely logged into your system and he can provide support anytime, even in the night as well. So if a person like ARD Prasad is there, then you have a very good support. Then you have some issues related to software. When we talk about open source software or free software, generally nothing is free. Every software has cost. Means if you are downloading a free software, open source, you have to pay for its training, you have to pay for your support, you have to pay for its customization. So actually it is not free. Then some other issues like commercial software is never owned but leased. Means when you are using the commercial software, like any software, like you can say Lipsys or Voyager or VTL, then means they are basically leased. If you are discontinuing the support or AMC, then you may have some bugs. Then support for your next support for your OSS. Means when you are installing or using a open source software, you have to see what is the support available. It may be a commercial support, somebody may be supporting you commercially. It may be a developer support who initially developed that software. It may be a community support like your LIS forum, NMLIS forum, various forum, which may provide those solutions through email or some other type. Then you have also see the local support or self-support. Then what is the difference between a open source and LMS? Basically, you can say some library management system which are commercial, they have more features, but they have more cost as well. And there is always fear of discontinuation. If the support is not available, you have to switch over to next software. Then you will have lot of problem in converting your data as per your requirement. But in case of open source software, you have lot of support because it is open source. And as far as you see the Indian condition, so many institutions like IIT, NITs, they are using. You have a Free Software Foundation of India at Thiruvananthapuram. You have National Research Center for Free Open Source Software, which is supported by Department of Information Technology, Government of India. And there are many government agencies which are using the software. Next. See, I am also one of the co-principal investigator of two digitization projects. We have a Krishi Prabha, under which we have digitized all the theses of agriculture industry from 2000 onwards. So those theses are available for all the NARS libraries. And we have a eGranth project as well. I am one of the CCPI of that project. Next. These are so many institutions which are already using DSpace and ePrints. Next. See, a lot of world is using these software, and DSpace is used by most of the institutions throughout the world. Next. This is another example of the open source software used by many of the world organizations. Next. These are some of the fears you can see in the PowerPoint. Next. These are the important recommendations. Change is inevitable. Are we to be architect or victims of the outcomes? Means you have to change yourself as per the development taking places in the world, in the IT, in the ICT. So my recommendation is that to use the open source software, and you should customize the software as per your requirement. Because if you will go for a commercial software, then there may be many problems like support may not be available, it may discontinue. Thank you very much.